Hello everyone. Yes, this is a chapter 269 review for Jujutsu Kaisen, but I think I should probably address the elephant in the room first, just get it out the way, you know? I said in the last video, if it gets 1,000 likes, I'll do a terrible Gojo cosplay. So, here you go. This is it. Moving on. Okay, this chapter, damn. Always, I feel like I say it every week. I feel like I say it every single week, yeah? Smug, brother. Smug. Yuta Okotsu. Literally the first thing we see in the chapter, Yuta Okotsu, alive and well, no hindrance at all, in his original body. Exactly like I have predicted for a very long time now. However, this one was very obvious and a lot of people did agree that he would return to his original body. So for you guys who supported that theory, thank you, and you were right, it's paid off massively because here he is in his body, he's completely fine. Point is, Yuta is alive and well in his body, and yeah, I'm so happy. And honestly, this chapter from Gege, oh, a lot of people not gonna like it, bro, because not only does he hard glaze Yuta, but he also, it's like this chapter has been dedicated to Gege going in and just shutting down agendas. Like, he has addressed like 5 different things in this chapter that people have been going, oh, what about this? And this happened, and nah, obviously this happened, and Gege has just gone, nope, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, this is why he did this, bam, get out of here. And all I'm gonna say is the Yuta haters are taking major L's, bro. Major L's. We're gonna go through it now, don't you worry. Also, yes, the title and thumbnail are slightly clickbait, but at the same time, they're not. Like, obviously, nothing's confirmed, that's why I put the question mark there. But, honestly, this chapter is such good news, because the ending really does suggest that there is going to be a part 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, which Gege is deliberately setting up. But we'll get to that more in a minute, okay? We've got some other stuff to run through first. So Yuta explains that how he survived was by Rika sitting there holding his body and just constantly maintaining his body with reverse curse technique. And then obviously this was only possible because Shoko stitched him back up and also used her reverse curse technique as well. So basically they're both to thank for Yuta being alive right now. Kusakabe then also explains, oh yeah, Kusakabe's alive by the way, but Kusakabe basically explains how Kenjaku's weird trick is probably something to do with separating curse techniques via barrier techniques, or, you know, just some Kenjaku shit, man. At this point, I don't care. I think it's like kind of ass-pully, but it's fine. It is what it is. Now, straight off the bat, we all go into the same room and Maki just starts pounding on Yuta for basically nearly getting himself killed, like 3 times. And then Megumi and Yuji come in and they both basically say to everybody that they feel like they need to apologize because they were 2 people who were Sukuna's vessel and responsible for a lot of death. Kusakabe then turns around and just goes, no, it's Gojo's fault. You guys are kids, not your problem. Don't feel bad about it. And then we kind of move on. And then for pages and pages and pages, they just sit there and discuss all the things that the fans have been discussing. For example, the topic of why they didn't use curse speech in the Higuruma plan. Well, the reason for that is because A, there can only be 1 recorder at a time, and Yuta had it on him when he went to fight Kenjaku, so he couldn't really use it. And also the fact that they determined it would kill Inamaki if he used it on a Sukuna as strong as he was when he was fighting Higuruma. So that pretty much shuts that plan down. And then it's also confirmed that Yuta and Rika were the necessary power needed in order to kill all of Kenjaku's cursed spirits without them, you know, causing a rampage. But what's really interesting, okay, is this whole conversation that people have been having recently about, oh my god, Yuta needed Takaba and Todo to kill Kenjaku. It's so obvious. And now I've been sitting here obviously saying Yuta can beat Kenjaku in a one-on-one, and I think it's incredibly obvious that what basically happened is they were just like, we need to get this over with as quickly as possible so that Yuta can get back in there and fight Sukuna. But everyone's like, nah, he clearly used the extra help because he needed it, right? Well, that's very unlucky, Yuta haters, because Gege has officially shut this down with this chapter. Maki says that she should have gone to sneak Kenjaku, and then Yuta should have gone to do the Higuruma Sorry. Yeah, Maki says she should have gone to kill Kenjaku, and then Yuta should have gone to do the Higuruma plan. But then Todo confirms that he did actually swap Yuta behind Kenjaku, and says that he couldn't have done that if Maki was there, because, you know, Maki's got no curse energy. And what Todo says, and again, we have rough translations, but all the translations I've seen so far say this, Todo says it would have been a much closer call if I wasn't there to help Yuta sneak attack Kenjaku, or surprise Kenjaku. Basically, Todo is saying that they went there with the intention of just literally sneak attack, surprise attack, one-shotting Kenjaku. They did not have time for a drawn-out fight. It needed to be done instantly. And that's why Boogie Woogie was so important, because it increased their odds of just being able to get that off. What's crazy about this is not only does it suggest that yes, Yuta could definitely take Kenjaku in a drawn-out 1v1, Yuta could have just straight up blitzed and surprise attack killed him without Boogie Woogie. Todo considers that a real possibility, and then confirms that the reason that they use Boogie Woogie is because it just ensures their odds. It's everything I've been saying. It's like, it just increases their odds of success. But yeah, that whole Yuta needed Todo and Takaba thing got shut down by Todo himself, so suck it. Now, a big shocker to everyone, and everyone's calling it Disney Kaisen because of this, which I don't really understand, because, like, who gives a shit? But Higuruma is alive. Higuruma is alive and well. But Higuruma confirms that if Yuta was there during the Executioner's Sword plan, then Sukuna most likely would have felt a little bit more threatened, and then locks in and just straight up killed Higuruma then and there. The whole reason that this thing went on for so long is because Yuta wasn't there to put pressure on Sukuna. If he was there, he might have just killed everybody sooner. Like I said, these are Gege's words, man. Like, he's the one glazing Yuta. Don't come after me. I'm just like, I'm the messenger. All right, don't shoot the messenger. And then we address the frauds. Gege made sure to address the frauds. Hakari confirms after so many people were arguing that he was trying to stall Arame. Hakari confirms that he was in fact actually trying to kill Arame. Like, he literally says, oh, I really wanted to fight Sukuna, but Arame was just like too tough. He literally says Arame was really tough. Bro, we're talking about Arame. They were fighting Sukuna. People were making arguments for Hakari like, oh yeah, no, he's clearly just trying to stall Arame. Nah, bro. Bro wanted to kill Arame and just failed. What's even more fraudulent is LaRue and Miguel, because if they were there during the Executioner Sword plan, then LaRue could have done his whole heart catch thing, made him stand still, Executioner Sword, bam. What was their reasoning for this? Bitches. They were bitches. Everyone else jumped on their ass for it too. They literally, just everyone in the room just looked at Miguel and LaRue and were like, you guys bitches, bro. But yeah, they got cooked, and deservedly so. And then Momo has the audacity to say, oh, I wish I could have done more. Like, shut up, stay at home, man. No one cares. You're not doing shit. Yuji then also thanks Yuta for giving him his gauntlet, his cursed gauntlet, which hid his fingers, and then also confirms that Yuta did in fact save his and Todo's life from Malevolent Shrine. Now, a lot of people argued this wasn't the case because Todo could have just swapped them out of Malevolent Shrine. Todo then confirms that the closer you are to the center of the domain, the harder it is for Todo to use his technique to get them out of it, because Sukuna's cursed energy is just too intense, and he can't distinguish between it and the other sorcerer's cursed energy, which is why he wasn't able to swap Itadori and Choso out of the domain. So yeah, confirmed Yuta saved both their asses, gave Yuji the gauntlet, killed Kenjaku in a sneak attack that was very successful, and then basically just did everything else. Shut up! Anyway, we then get a really cool reveal that the way everyone was watching the Gojo vs Sukuna fight was actually from a storehouse which is inside Rika. I don't know, if you've read Kagurabachi, it's kind of like the storehouse from there. It's like this little room or like workshop something inside oh, you get the point, man. It's just cool. But then we get to the real juicy part, okay? And that is the conversation about Simple Domain and the new Shadow School. And to anyone, like, kind of wondering why they go into Simple Domain so much in this chapter, I believe this is the setup for Jujutsu Kaisen Part 2. Considering there is only 2 chapters left, what they set up in this explanation is kind of crazy, and I'll go through it now. Basically, they needed to teach Simple Domain to everyone in the time skip so that, you know, they could not die to Malevolent Shrine, or at least not die straight away. The new Shadow School is basically a kind of inner circle. It's like a clan. It's almost like a separate clan of sorcerers. And it was made by this guy in the Heian era who devised the Simple Domain technique in order to protect weaker sorcerers from those with domains. It's literally called Domain for the Weak. And over the ages, the new Shadow School, you know, kept its thing. You know, it has members. It has people who are not members. It's very simple. The members are not allowed to teach people who are not members how to use Simple Domain. There's a binding vow, and the head of the new Shadow School can do some weird thing where he, like, drains your life force if you know, disobey him or some shit. And also the head of the new Shadow School is a complete secret. No one knows who they are, and they're the only person who can teach it to outsiders and get rid of the binding vow. And what we actually find out is that at some point, Tengen actually told Mei who the head of the new Shadow School is, which made Mei go and pay them a little visit, and it's just this little creepy old lady that's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And Mei's like, I know what you are. You're the head of the new Shadow School, and you're the one gatekeeping this life-saving technique from all the sorcerers of the modern age. And Mei not too happy about that, so she kills her, and that means the head is gone. And you know who the next head is? Kusakabe. So then Kusakabe can get rid of the binding vow. He is now also just the head of the new Shadow School, which is so cool. But he is now like, fuck off with the binding vow. Everyone gets taught Simple Domain. In terms of Simple Domain, that's like very, you know, it's cool, I guess, but what's really important about it is the references to the current state of Jujutsu society. What's happened is the Zenin clan is obviously being completely annihilated with the exception of Maki and Megumi, and with Satoru Gojo gone, the Kamo clan and the Gojo clan have fallen into what is pretty much an all-out war. It is a complete power struggle. Now, considering the fact that it's literally introducing a potential whole new story and plot in the last 3 chapters of the the story, and the fact that we haven't really seen Tengen, we don't know Tengen's status, we haven't had Kenjaku's status confirmed, and we also don't know about the merger. Okay, wait, I said Kenjaku's status, he got eaten by Rika. You know what I mean? The plan, the merger plan, all of that shit. Not confirmed, we've had no mention of it. And now the fact that we've suddenly introduced this whole new, like, big three family war where the Kamo and Gojo clan are fighting each other, and you expect this shit to get wrapped up in only 2 chapters? Like, come on. It's like I said, if this shit gets left open-ended, bro, we're getting JJK Part 2. We are getting a sequel. Like, why would you set up this whole new story? Literally, this has the potential to be an entire new story that for some reason we're setting up in the final chapters. Yeah, people are gonna say that's copium. It probably is, to be fair. But, yeah, that's the chapter. It was just Yuta Glaze, and then shutting down agendas, explaining simple domain, Kusakabe is the new head of the new Shadow School, and we're getting JJK Part 2. An all-out war between the Gojo clan and the Kamo clan. Yuji is technically the heir to the Kamo clan because Kenjaku retook ownership and Yuji is Kenjaku's son, which means that he should be the head right now. And then with Gojo gone, I can make an argument for Yuta being the head of the Gojo clan, and the Zenin doesn't exist, but if there was going to be a Zenin, Megumi would be the head. So this could literally symbolize, like, Gojo's 3 kids growing up, surpassing him, and reforming Jujutsu Society by taking over control of the fallen clans. This is how we, follow through with Gojo's ideology. They can literally take over the clans and rebuild Jujutsu Society. And we're not going to be able to do that in only 3 chapters. Well, 2 chapters now. Yeah. Sequel is coming. But yeah, as always, like and subscribe. If you like the video, then I'll do this again next week, maybe with a different character. As always, feel free to join the Discord and follow me on Twitter, links below. And thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you in a bit.